I'm just being silly again. Sorry about that. Hey, yeah, you chicken head. Hi, everybody. Whoever's here, let's see. We got Ralph came in first, and I made Ralph a mod. Ralph has been a really good supporter of my channel. Watches my videos, makes nice comments, whatever. I appreciate Ralph. And the Sock Monkey's here. He's back from vacation from the Sock Monkey Adventure. And Calvin's here, and his buddy Jeff. Calvin, the Boston Terrierist, which is awesome. And Autumn Soul Lane. And I don't know, Autumn, I've always wondered this. Maybe you can answer it. She cooks a lot, and she does a lot of gardening, and I don't know. Excuse me. I just enjoy watching her channel sometimes, and I always call her Autumn. I don't know if that's her name or what she chooses to be called, but Autumn's pretty cool. I've learned a lot about gardening from her and her dad. I can tell you that. So it's past time that we get started. Oh, her name is Courtney. So I think Courtney's in Canada, right? Somewhere really far north, because like their corn is way behind mine. I planted too late and mine's burned up. I'm not going to make any corn because I planted 6 weeks too late. But theirs is just now but it's going to do fine because it's different weather. I mean, it's a long ways away. Okay, so I'm just going to review right quick because I don't think you've ever been to one of these. Harvest, the corn in September or October. Wow. Well, I might be too, because the farmer near Brenham told me the other day, I've mentioned this in a video, he'll plant corn again in August, the fall corn. But the spring corn in Texas probably need to be planted in about April. I didn't plant it till June. It was too late, and we got temperatures approaching 100 degrees. There's Ann. Ann is also someone who has consistently, lately, she's been watching my videos and supporting my channel. Hang on, Ann. I need to add as a moderator. I need to give Ann a wrench. Ann, you are now a moderator. And Autumn Soul Lane is a moderator. I just want to make sure that my friends, people that I trust, Sock Monkey, some of y'all that haven't been here before, the K and Mac project is my friend, the Sock Monkey. That's what we call him. That's his nickname, whatever. He planted corn before he left on his trip. So he's already sown corn into the ground. And it's late July. And Alan said he plants in August. So, yeah, that sounds about right. I'm going to get busy with it. A couple of you at least may not know exactly what's going on here. So I'm going to review it right quick. What I'm kind of doing here, these boxes, mail call, whatever you want to call it, my deliveries, they're vinyl albums. I buy vinyl albums from a couple of places. One is Collectico. They're live 7 days a week on YouTube, streaming live on Facebook, and it's Facebook, and it's restreamed to YouTube. And you just buy used albums. They check them out, make sure they're in good condition, clean them, all that stuff. And I like vinyl records going back to the late 70s, through the 80s. Vinyl was king. And it's found a couple of boxes of old vinyl records, and when I was decluttering my house and I needed something to play them on, I rebuilt a vintage system like I had when I was a young man, and I needed more records to play on it, and I've been kind of rebuilding my collection. So these are boxes of deliveries of albums that I've bought over the last few weeks and months, and I need to get them opened. Could just open them all up and put them away, put them in the bins in alphabetical order. But I haven't done that because I had the idea from watching like a surfer and Berry, some of my friends that they're into cards, ripping cards opening the packs of sports collector cards and garbage pail kids. And it's amazing. Pokemon, they make cards for everything, it seems. And I'm not into the cards, but they have a lot of fun opening them up live and showing people. I thought, well, I could do that with albums. So I did it, and some people have encouraged me, hey, um, keep doing that. Well, for that reason, I didn't open the boxes, and that led to some problems because 2 or 3 months would go by, and I hadn't done lives, and I hadn't opened albums, and probably because I would get to yakking and I didn't open enough. But there would be something like I want, and I'd have that in my mind, and I would buy it, but it'd be in one of these boxes unopened, and weeks later, I would see that album come up again at the site. And that's right. I wanted to get that. And I've wound up with a number of cases where I have multiples of the same album. And my daughter, she likes vinyl records, so she's the beneficiary of this little issue. But so I think I might have showed this before. This is what I used on the thumbnail, but it's what I've listened to. Well, I didn't listen to anything yesterday, but the day before yesterday, I listened to Carly Simon. The patient. She used to be married to what's his name? James. Oh, I got brain lock. There's a trivia question. I wish Barry was here. What famous singer did Carly Simon used to be married to? And his last name escapes me. James Taylor. If anybody got James Taylor in before I said it, you're the winner. Carly Simon was married to James Taylor. So just to explain further, some of the new people, these records that I buy, they can vary anywhere from $5 to, well, they sell, some of them sell for several $1,000s. I don't buy several $1,000 items. I look for bargains, discount stuff. If something doesn't sell the first time through, 2 or 3 days later, it'll be in the half price bin, where it was $28 when they first offered it, and now I can buy it for $14. And that's kind of mostly what I look for. A Surfer is here. That's the guy that got me started, gave me the idea of, hey, I can rip some vinyl and rip vinyl open. So this is Willie and Waylon, and here's a great example. This was originally $25 is the price they had on it. Didn't buy it then, but when it came back up a couple of days later in the recycle bin, in the half off bin, I got it for $12.50. So I like Willie, I like Waylon, and glad to have that album. And here we go. I probably already have about 6 or 8 of his albums. Let's see. We will play the game. I'll just hide the name. This is a pretty good clue right here, right there. And then, of course, what he looks like is a pretty good clue. Who can say who that dude is? Anybody know who that dude is? I bet if Barry was here, he would know. He's got slow hands. Should I not play this game? There he is. The Sock Monkey got it. Eric Clapton. Very good. All right. So this, I can say a little bit about this. Most of what you'll see that I have here is going to be what would be considered classic rock, right? But I grew up in a household where they played country music, classic country. And some of those songs that you grow up with, no matter who you are, that your parents listened to, that was in your home, that was in their vehicles, or that they played on the radio station, those songs get in your heart, and that's what you love. Probably most of you have never heard of this guy, Mel McDaniel, and I'd say probably maybe around the 80s or so. He was not huge, but he had some really good songs on the country music radio station, whatever, Mel McDaniel. And so one of them is Countryfied. You ever heard the song Countryfied? But anyway, I like some old classic country too, not just classic rock. My music tastes are very diverse. I'll put it that way. and I am unapologetic about that. You know, I think everybody should listen to what makes them happy. You listen to what you enjoy, whether anybody else likes it or not. Oh, it's hard to see. I'll do a better job of that. And I did this the last time. Oh, I want to talk about last time. Two or three of y'all were here or may have been here the last time I did this, and I didn't realize the video was horrible. It was fuzzy. The video quality was just terrible when I watched the replay of the live just to see how it went, you know. And I'm like, what is going on? And I didn't figure it out. And I had texted somebody, I think it might have been Jeff, Calvin the Boston Terrierist, saying I thought it was a lighting issue. And I have improved. I've got more lights on than I did then, but it wasn't a lighting issue. Steve is here. Okay, we got a guy here that knows about records and about classic vinyl, miniature Mustangs. If you know him, connect with him. Steve does cool stuff. He collects Hot Wheels and vinyl albums, and he makes custom die-cast cars. And he does cool stuff. And he knows, well, probably about the music too, but the records and what the names of the different parts, you know, like anyway. So let's see who can say who this lady is. And I did this on the last one. I to finish my point. That was so bad I deleted it. And the reason it was so bad, I found out afterward. I had a browser window open. I run a lot of playlists for people, right? I just start their playlist and let them run overnight. Or if I'm doing something here at my desk, I may have 2 playlists running over here on the side just to help out people's channel. Well, I had 3 playlists running at the same time. I was trying to stream live and open up albums, and that bottlenecked, I guess. That's why the video quality was so bad. It was so bad I deleted that. Okay, here we go. Ready, set, get on your keyboards. Get ready to type. Let's see who's that lady. Right? Oh. I quit. I'm horrible at this. Well, see, that's not classic country, and that's rock and roll. I don't know. That's pop music, I guess, of the day. Olivia Newton-John. I like her songs. I like her singing. You know, so don't hate me. Some people might think that's silly. Oh, you like Olivia Newton-John. Raymond. Welcome, Raymond. And I saw someone else that came that there's Becky G. She's still in the hospital getting treatment, hanging in there. They can't seem to get my BP up. Well, Becky, prayers for you. I hope things turn out well for you. Kaleidoscope of happiness. And I love that these people are coming in that I don't, not really familiar with. I'd like to meet new people, and this is cool. I love it. All right, so I think we have a little bit of run of this. I like this band, always have, and we won't play any games with this. It's Nazareth. Probably the most popular song or album, whatever, that people might have heard is Hair of the Dog. But apparently there was a run on Nazareth one night, and they were really cheap, like in the discount bin. And I got that one and that one, and like this one. And for a very good plus or near minus record, like this one, this album was $9. Each of these was discounted. And Collect Code does not set with the place I buy the records. They're not going to sell you something that's all scratched up and isn't even going to play and you can't even enjoy or whatever. They check them out, they clean them, and they make sure and they price them based on that doesn't mean if there's one scratch on a song, let's say on side 2, the 4th song, there's a skip on that song. They tell you up front, and it'll be a little cheaper than it would have been if it was mint, if it was pristine, right? And they're very honest and straightforward about things like that. I trust them. I've had very well. I've only had one unusual thing happen there, and it's that they sent me a record that I didn't order. Never heard of the person. Would have never ordered that. And I sent them an email and told them about it, and they said, "Hey, you keep it. We'll take it off your bill. Sorry about that. Don't worry about it." That's so. I'll bet you that Steve, Mature Mustangs, is familiar with this record. Now, this was very cool. I remember buying this at the mall in San Antonio, and well, I don't even remember what happened to most of the albums I used to have. A few of them were in those boxes that I found, and some of the ones in the boxes that I found that got this whole thing started were my wife's. She passed away 10 years ago. She liked the same kind of music that I did. We were born the same year, so that's not surprising. And hey, here's something exciting. We're going to open another box. And I know this. A lot of y'all are familiar with Ari's World. They're going live. Can somebody look? I forget now. Oh, look, it's John. John is, that dude is steady on the move, and he goes some cool places. He travels and makes videos. I think he commented to me one time that he worked 6 days a week all of his life, and he wanted to go see the world, go see what was going on. Nitro's Farms. I spelled that right. I mean, I pronounced that right. I've heard people say that. It's not Nitro's Farm. It's Nitro's Farm. And I remembered. That's cool. They make cool videos. And okay. The exciting thing. We're going to open a new box. And I hadn't planned on doing this live. The deal is I need to get these things open because the albums that I want, if I forget I bought them, I think there's one the Sock Monkey knows. He thinks it's funny. It's not that funny. I bought 4 of the same one over time because I have a short-term memory loss, and I have to quit doing that. I have all my records now, like cataloged in an alphabetical order in bins. So now what happens? Let's say I'm slowed way down. I mean, there are some of these boxes you can see. There's probably 10 or 15 albums in there. I may buy 1 or 2 a week now because I've got most of what I set out to recollect from back in the day. And I've learned to kind of avoid that site because it's endless, the things that come up that maybe not was originally on my list of, hey, I want a copy of that album, but I see it and I'm like, I'd like to have that. It's only $20. I got to tell you, those $20 add up. And there's Rowdy. Hey, I learned something pretty cool about Rowdy. Foothills of Appalachia is Rowdy. And I did a video. Actually, I think it's today. It was the video that came out today, I think. And it's the one I do the monthly update at Mulder's Rods. They restore vintage automobiles, hot rods, that kind of thing, cars from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, old cars. They fix them up. And Billy Gibbons, this kind of fits in with what we're doing, right? He has a Billy Gibbons new car. It's a 47 Chevy in the shop. And Mulder's Rods is going to be doing some stuff. And when they're done, it'll be ready for delivery to Billy Gibbons. Rest in peace, Dusty Hill, by the way. So Rowdy, Foothills of Appalachia, told me he spent quite a number of years, and that's what he did for. That's his trade, was a restoration, automobile restoration, like auto body and paint work, that type of thing, which I thought was pretty cool. And so I have here the dreaded. I think these come from some planet that has cast evil demons on the United States or on Earth. I do not like peanuts. Not those kind of peanuts anyway. Okay, so this is an aside, something a little bit different. They don't at Collectico and at Discog. So Collectico is live sales where they have a price on something, you either pay it or you don't. Or they have auctions, and then they have the things that they discount when it doesn't sell, that kind of thing I'm telling you about. There's another site, it's called Discogs, Discogs, discogs.com. And it's like kind of like eBay, only it's primarily music, albums, CDs, cassettes, that type of thing. These came from Collectico, and the reason I bought them, mostly I'm buying vinyl albums, but I have here CDs, and there's a reason for this. In my vintage stereo system, a Pioneer, all components are not Pioneer, but the receiver is a Pioneer. I also have a CD player, and it's pretty cool. Like if I'm sitting here, now some things you're doing, you don't want to have to get up and flip the album over. It takes a little maintenance to keep vinyl albums running. You're ongoing, you're having to get up and go change things out. The CD, you can listen to a lot more music, plus have a CD player in my automobile. So I'm not big into collecting CDs, but I wanted some of the primary ones that I would like to listen to if I'm on a road trip or if I'm sitting here at my desk and I want it to play for a while. Very iconic album right there. Of course, Eagles' greatest hits. And we can play the game. This is going to be easy, but we'll see who's the fastest typist, I guess. There's Berry. And I got to warn y'all, you better be on your toes because Berry is fast and knowledgeable about this stuff. You ready? 1, 2, 3, here we go. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Here it comes. Yeah. I think I can put it down because the answers are coming. All right. Nobody's got that yet? There we go. I told you Barry would be on top of that. And it's probably typed it a lot faster than I saw it. It's probably like the data coming through on the internet or whatever. And there's the Eagles, the long run. So what I basically bought here was an Eagles package, 3 of their I think their 3 biggest albums on CD, and then a CCR, what I think is the ultimate CCR collection. I love me some Creedence Clearwater Revival. So we're back to albums, and I'll tell you, I'm going to end this. We're going to go to 4:30, and after that, it's going to be just how it feels. It'll come a time. It's a good time to come to a stopping point. You know what? I'm pretty sure, and I think this is the most people. I haven't counted. I don't have a thing here. The way my deal works, it doesn't show me how many people are here. But I think this is there's Aries World Chris. Chris is going live, Aries World, at 5:30 in a little over an hour, I think. Is that right, Chris? Can you tell us? Can you post your live here, Chris? I think most of the people know you here, and I'm definitely going to stop this before there. Okay, what time is it, Chris, that you go live? And Chris has a daughter that's having some troubles, some issues, medical issues, and I've been thinking about that a lot. It breaks my heart. I do the. I forgot. God, I get brain lock a lot these days. The St. Jude's, I give to St. Jude's every month. Children shouldn't be sick. It's just not. It just breaks my heart. So, okay, I told you. All just classic rock. Love me some Wynette. And there's a story I can tell you right quick that kind of ties into this. I happen to know that Miniature Mustangs, Steve, has a die-cat or miniature a Tammy Wynette tour bus, right? It was Tammy Wynette. And where that came from is when I bought a stereo system at a garage sale. I wanted some of the components and the price was right. And I started cleaning it up and pulling everything out of the shelf, and what kind of assess, take inventory of what it was that I had bought. Back behind one of the components was this little, it's about, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches long. It was a Tammy Wynette tour bus. And when I sent a rack or a package to Steve to Miniature Mustangs, I sent him that because that's what he does. He collects die-cast cars and collectibles. I don't know. And he's into music. I met him at Collectco, where I buy a lot of these albums. That's where I met Steve to begin with. Okay, we got another layer of the Evil Invader thingies. We'll take care of that later. All right, I'm going to keep going for a little bit. But generally speaking, I think I've only gone an hour one time before. I don't want to take up too much of anybody's time. And I know you all got things to do. I like the lives. I like spending time with you people. And I like attending lives. Aries World, Calvin the Boston Terrierist, Adventure America, a lot of people. I just go. I like, I don't know if any of y'all go in there. Daisy May. I've always liked to do crossword puzzles. I like the crossword puzzles. I go hang out with Daisy May. And I shouldn't keep naming them all because I'll leave some out. And I shouldn't start lists like that. One of these days I'm going to learn that. I like John Denver, right? For me, and I was still young, to tell you the truth. When he died, a plane crash. I think he was actually piloting his plane, and it was a sad day. The dude, John Denver, has a lot of songs that lift you up, that make you feel good. I think, at least to me. Okay, and we go from John Denver to okay, we can do the thing. Let's see. This one won't be easy. See if I can get it right. All right. Who is that? Anybody know? I'm guessing Barry might know. Can you pull it out? They were young, and that guy in the middle, he's a singer. I can tell you that these people came to a tragic end, or some of them, not all of them. But okay, so I think the answers are on the way. They just haven't showed up in my chat. You called John Elway John Denver. Oh, that's funny. So Skinner's first and last. Sweet Home Alabama. Yeah. That's another tragic day in music history, is the day I heard that Leonard Skinner's airplane is going down. April Wine. I love April Wine. This isn't my favorite April Wine album, but I'm very glad to have it. And I looked up not too long ago. I just did a Google search. I was curious about the greatest, what bands or artists had sold the most albums total, not a single album, their discography, how much total sales. And Wine was on that list. And I was also, who's the other one? Thin Lizzy. I was kind of surprised why they were up on that list. I don't remember what places they were in. So here's another Creedence Clearwater Revival album. To tell you the truth, I've never heard of this. I'm not familiar with it. But sometimes I buy things like this because the price is right. And it's been discounted. And it's in excellent condition. And if I know that, hey, that's a band that I like all of their work. There's nothing they've ever done that I don't like. I'm prone to buying it because I'm not opposed to listening to new music, new to me, even if that music was produced 50 years ago. What difference does that make? I think it might be cool, right? All right. So I have been on for 30 minutes. Here's what I'm going to do this. I think these are probably, these will not be, I have individual records. And these are not going to be from Collectco. These are going to be things that I went to Discogs because that's something that I want. It wasn't something that just popped up randomly in a bin at Collectco. It's something I sought out. So maybe that'll be a little more interesting. And yes, right off the bat, I realized one night that, man, I have several ZZ Top albums, but I do not have any of the first three. If any of you don't know that, and I may have this a little bit wrong, but I think I'm pretty close. ZZ Top had an album come out. It may have been Tres Hombres. I'm not sure which one was first, but it was somewhat popular, gained some popularity. So they cut another album, and I believe they did three. And then the rumor was that ZZ Top broke up. And I think I read, I shouldn't even start talking about this because I don't remember specifically what all happened. But I think they just took a break. But it was a pretty good period of time where ZZ Top didn't make any new music or there was no new album. And I remember I was in high school at Pettis High School down in South Texas. And people were talking about, hey, ZZ Top's going to have a new album coming out or something like that. And I'm not sure that this was one of them. No, this is not one of the, and I don't know. What are the first? This may have been the first one after they came back. I think so. We're going to have to look that up. I shouldn't start talking about trivia if I don't know it. Barry might can tell us. But I think, or Steve, if Miniature Mustangs is still here, he might can tell us. But this is one I definitely needed. Me and my buddy Chuck used to listen to his 8-track tape of Fandango over and over and over and over in his Chevelle. Okay, here's something funny. I want to tell you. This is cool. So the first time this happened to me. Hi, Kevin. I thank you for coming, Kevin. Absolutely solid supporter of my channel. Watches my videos, makes great comments. Kevin, Hiking with Jackie Boy. If you don't know him, check him out. And Steve says he loves Fandango. Yeah, it's a great album. I don't remember that whole thing, but I don't know. Steve, do you remember that ZZ Top kind of took a long break and people were worried about, were they ever going to be back? Okay, here's the thing so I had ordered a record. And I get this box in, and like I said, I kind of lose track because I ordered, especially 2 or 3, 4 months ago when I really was buying a lot of records. I couldn't keep up with everything, and I would get something like this. And I'm like, what? What is that? I didn't order that. Wait. Well, and it took me a few minutes, maybe a day, I don't know, to figure it out. Here's what they do. See this right here? I ordered one record, and there are 3 records in this box. Merry Christmas, Johnny Mathis, and Hits a Poppin', radio and TV favorites. Now, these might be great albums, but they were free. They used them for bracing material to protect what I ordered and make sure that one in front, one in back, and then wrapped up in the box. And they keep this one from being damaged in shipment. So that's pretty cool. So the people that do that, which is, you see that a lot from Discogs. Now, I probably have about 20 or so or more. No, probably 30 or more type. And to tell you the truth, I'm not going to throw them away. What I'll do, I've got a stack of them over there. What I'll do is I look at them and make sure that they're in, like this record is in good shape. It is not bad. This is like very good plus or near mint or something. It needs cleaned, but it's not scratched. It's not abused. We have a place here. It's kind of like Goodwill. We have Goodwill here, but we also have Higgins Branch. I will donate these, and maybe somebody wants them. And maybe Higgins Branch can make some money to help people that way. Okay, one more. I got one more that Discogs order. Let's see what we got here. And before I finish this up, I just want to say I find it amazing that you people took the time to come spend a little time with me, and I'm horrible about keeping up the chat, but I know y'all can chat amongst yourselves. And I think I've watched my deals back, and if I spend too much time trying to just be right on top of the chat with what I'm doing here, I think it takes away. I try to welcome people here and tell them how much I appreciate it. And if I see a question, I'm glad to answer that question. But I really need to focus on what I'm talking about. I get easily distracted, right? I see something shiny. Here we go. Okay, there's actually two in here. I remember. So when you go to Discogs and you buy an album, just like Amazon does, people have a store, right? There's somebody that sells vinyl records, buys and sells vinyl records, and you go and there'll be little thumbnails down below what you bought, trying to prompt you, I guess. Hey, this is the other stuff that they have in inventory if you're interested. So here's what I bought, what I went to look for and search for, and found a nice, clean, good copy that I would like. And this is the album that I bought. I love David Allan Coe. Amazing dude. His story is just incredible. From being in prison and becoming a country music star and being an outlaw, and the dude's lived quite a life. And while I was there, I saw that they had this, and I don't have a bunch of them, but I have a few because I want to be able to play these on my vintage turntable. And I like both of these songs, and you got to be old to remember this, old like me and the Sock Monkey and some of y'all. That is a 45 RPM record. It has one song on each side, and the songs on this one happen to be Run Through the Jungle and Up Around the Bend. And I already told you I like Creedence Clearwater Revival. And this is from 1970. So I was 10 years old when this record was cut and came out. And if I remember right, when I first knew of this, and the first I had was my sister had this little, it was like in a little suitcase thing. It was a little record player, right, that she got for her birthday or Christmas or something. And my parents made her let me, if I bought a record, like if I, from mowing grass or with my allowance or whatever, we went to the store and I bought a record, like I would buy a 45. And I think it was like 59 cents or something like that. She had to let me play it. She had to give me a time when I could go in her room and play that record. And she was 6 years older than me. So let's say I'm 8 years old and she's 14. She hated that, that they made her do that, let me play my records. And I'll never forget. I don't know. You could look it up what year this came out. But there was a song that came out. It was Seasons in the Sun. I think the guy's name was Terry Jacks, right? And their son, I was just a kid. But for some reason, there's Travel with Lisa. The lady is in England going interesting places and doing cool stuff. And yeah. So back to it. So by then, I think I had my own little record player. And we lived out in the country on this farm, whatever, and I'd play that song. Joy, we had fun. We had seasons in the sun. Okay. And when it was over, we'll play it again. And again, I don't know. I was just, and my mom comes in and says, Todd, stop. You have to stop playing that song. You played that song 27 times in a row. I can't stand it anymore. Stop. No more. No more today. You can play it again tomorrow. I'm like, oh, bummer. I don't know why I remember that particular song, whatever, but that's what we did. We had a few 45s and we would play them over and over and over. We didn't have a lot of money and didn't have a lot of records, and it was cool to play them. And that's just how it was back in the day. So All right, I've been on for 40 minutes, and that's long enough. It just warms my heart that you folks came in here and spent some time with me. I appreciate you so much, and God bless you all. It's Sunday. By the way, Barry, you did a great job singing today. You know, you sing like me, which is, and it's, you're not going to make a living cutting records. I can tell you that, but I can feel the spirit. And I can feel what's in your heart, the joy. It's just, I look forward to your Sunday singing, Barry, and your walks. And hey, y'all, check out everybody. Check out Barry. Really cool dude. He rips packs. He's into collecting cards, and he reads Bible verses. He reads verses and talks about them. It's kind of different series or different categories of things he does, and he goes on walks, long walks. And I tune in. I start a Barry walk when I walk. I walk around my neighborhood and I'm listening to Barry. And then on Sundays he sings what's ever in his heart, some gospel song, and he has a package coming. The ETA is Wednesday. I sent Barry a package, and I hope Barry, I'm gonna request that you open that live so I can watch. I think you're gonna like it. I found some things in some old boxes I have that I think you will appreciate much more than I did. And anyway, I call out somebody and I say kind of promote them. That's just not fair because so many of y'all have great channels. Calvin, the Boston Terrierist, my friend the Sock Monkey. You're all here because I support your channel and I've become friends with you. Look, it's Jimmy. I hadn't seen Jimmy here. I like to watch Jimmy fishing. I've met so many cool people that do cool things. I don't know how many people are here. There's no way I can cover it all. I'm so sorry. But you people are just awesome. I just adore you. I got to go. Okay. So thank you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Sunday evening. And a lot of you, hopefully, uh, hang on. I have to do something before I leave. There are a couple of people I need to add, people that I trust and know. I'm going to make them a moderator, give them a blue wrench. And I have learned from being at lives that the biggest advantage of that is it allows you, other people that are at that live, you can go to their channel without leaving the live you're on. You can go check out their channel and see the thumbnails of their videos. It's something you might like. So Raymond and Kaleidoscope of Happiness, I have made y'all mods too. I'm sorry I missed that. There is Becky. Oh, Becky. Let's see. I don't know Becky that much, but I think she's very trustworthy. It's easy to take it away, and I know Becky's suffering. She's in the hospital, and y'all say a prayer for Becky. I think I got everybody. If I didn't, I will next time. And I love you. Good night. I'm ending it, or I'll just keep prattling on. See you at many of you. I'll see you at Ari's World Live in just a little bit, and we look forward to it. Chris, I'll see you there.